haven't seen any recent deposits in your bank account. Has your job been paying you on time?
Just a little cash. Not enough to deposit in the bank.
Enough to buy a new purse.
Enough to buy a fake purse.
I've lost the urge to eat anything. I'm a food editor. It's my job to eat.
Your illness may stem from the past trauma of your breakup. With the proper treatment, I believe we will be able to make progress.
Morning. I made you breakfast.
Oh, that's all right. I'm eating Ross.
Oh, I had another audition tomorrow. I can really relate to the character.
Who's that guy you've been sneaking around with? One of your customers?
You know what I do. Why do you still want to be with me?
I love you. Just as you are.
Amy 啊，妈妈打电话是想跟你说。
Please stop setting me up with random guys. What are you doing here?
Brought you breakfast.
How about we give us a chance?
You're here to celebrate my wife on the start of her new film. Have either of you tried that new sushi place in Greenwich Village?
不行，我还是得回家。家人可能还在等我。如果我要是离婚的话，你会娶我吗？
你不觉得我们现在蛮好的吗？
I don't want to hurt you.
Then don't.
Boom, there you go. That was the trailer for In a New York Minute, arriving on digital on May 6th. And as you see on the screen, I have a very special guest, one of the stars of In a New York Minute, Miss Amy Chang. How are you today?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thank you, Kuya.
Oh, thank you. I'm delighted to have you on. You are wonderful in this film. I kind of, as I told you earlier, but right before we got started, as an Asian American, you know, we don't get a lot of our stories told. And a lot of the times when our stories are told, we are, you know, we are forced to put our culture like heavily influenced. It's kind of tokenized in a way, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes we just want to show that we can love too. And that's what I love so much about this film. Like we hurt, we're not that engineer, you know, how the typecasting as actors as we are, you know, we get that typecast, but here it's just real people. And you're that in this. And I love your portrayal as Amy Chen, I believe was your character's name. I know it was Amy because you're Amy and as well. So that was kind of cool. So tell me about how you got involved with this film. I love that it was also a female driven film. And with the type of story that it's being told, that's so important. Tell me how you got involved with this.
So I remember seeing the breakdowns. I think a lot of actors are familiar with Actors Access. And so they were listed there. And I was immediately drawn to this project because I saw that it was involved 3 Asian and Asian American led females. And like, yeah, what you were just saying before, like how rare is that to see right now? It's definitely getting better, and I hope that continues to grow. But at the time when this first casting came out, that was definitely something that stuck out to me. So I was reading through the different characters, and Amy, I was like, oh, this is like, I feel like this role was written for me. I totally related to what her description was. And it was being cast by Wayne Chain, who is a bit of a minor celebrity in the New York Asian actors community, because he does do a lot of castings. I think people know to go to him oftentimes when they're looking for Asian actors, because sometimes it can be challenging, especially for people who might not have like representation yet with agents. He knows a lot of people and they know people. So it's kind of very much like a network that we all try to like support and promote each other in, right? So it was nice to see that he was casting this, so I kind of felt like, okay, like I feel comfortable in the room. And then when I went in, I did my initial read. They gave me a call back. And I remember meeting the director, Shiman Lee. We know her as Mandy. And she was really great in the room, just made me feel comfortable. I read with one of the other actors. We did one of the final scenes, actually, so I don't want to reveal that. But she gave me a couple of notes, and then that was it. And then I can't remember how long, I want to say like within a week, I heard back from Wayne that I had gotten the part, and I was super excited and couldn't wait to explore this character more.
I love it. I love it. Yes, on the wins. It's always great when we get a win because, you know, as actors, we take a lot of losses, but then when we get that win, it's beautiful. And for a project like this, I think it means a lot more. So you get booked, you get the character, you dive into the script. I know for me, like, I'm like, okay, I can't wait for this scene, getting to this point on set when we actually do this particular part. Tell me what it was like for you once you landed the role, getting into character, connecting with Amy Chen. Was there anything difficult with you? And what were you also, like I said earlier, looking forward to when you finally got on set, a particular scene?
Well, so as I mentioned that when I read the initial character breakdown, I felt like I really related to her. I think for one thing, Amy is she's like a successful professional woman, but she is missing some things in her personal life. And she seems to be searching for something, but she doesn't know what she wants. And I definitely was going through that during that particular time. I think actually, I don't know for like, I think as an actor, I'm constantly searching for ways to do something different or to grow as a person, not just as an artist, but obviously that as well. So I think it helped that I really related to that. And then also her relationship to her mother, her family, but particularly her mother is a really strong part of her story. And I definitely related to that because so she is an American-born Chinese. She was born in San Francisco. For me, I was born in Taiwan, but my family immigrated to the U.S. when I was 4. So I'm essentially like I identify as like American-born Chinese. I grew up in Kansas.
I saw. And you went to Brown and did Filipino stuff, and I'm Filipino, yes. So I was like, "Hey, let's go!" Yeah,
FA Filipino Alliance. But yeah, so I grew up in Kansas, where my brother and I were like essentially the only Asians in our entire school at that time. And then we moved to Georgia and the South, and then eventually made me up to the Northeast. But and all that is to say is just that like I grew up with a very strong sense of like American, what that means at that time, you know, identity, and but while still holding on to those cultural values of like family and respecting your parents and knowing how much they sacrificed to bring us here, and wanting to like honor them, and you know, it's conflicting because I think like American culture is very much about like individualism and wanting to, you know, be true to yourself. And so trying to balance that also with the cultural responsibilities of like, but respecting your parents' wishes and kind of like doing what they want for you, even if it is like out of love, it's still not necessarily what you as an individual want, right? And so totally. Amy deals with the struggle. It's very front and center in her story, and so I felt like, okay, yeah, I got this. This is this is in my wheelhouse.
I feel that, and I completely relate. It is a conflict that I think a lot of us as Asian Americans are going through, and also fighting that fight for representation. And so along with that, as we kind of stated earlier, you worked with an amazing cast and crew on the other side of the camera. Tell me what that was like and any memories from set.
Yeah, so the film is about 3 women's stories, 3 strangers. And so my story obviously is Amy's. And then there's a character named Nina, who is played by Celia Ao. And she is a recent Chinese immigrant who moonlights as an escort. And then there's Angel, who is played by Yi Liu. And she she's also a Chinese immigrant, but she's a Chinese famous actress, and she comes over. And she's married to an American Caucasian businessman. And then she has an affair with a Chinese writer who's played by Ludi Lin.
Shout out to my homie Ludi. Ludi's a friend of mine.
So that was like a strong three female cast lead. And then it's led by Ximan Li, who is also a powerful female director. And then the heads of all the departments were all women. So it was it was definitely my first time being on a set like that. And I want to say, it was like being with family. It was a very supportive and nurturing environment. I felt like everybody was just working together to accomplish this beautiful picture. I felt I have to say it was one of the best experiences. I still think back about it with emotion, because I just felt so much love. These people. We were creating something beautiful, and it was as a family. So
I love that. And I'm so excited that it's now everybody arriving on May 6th on digital. It was, touring this whole festival circuit. Mm-hmm. And for a long time, I've heard about it because, as Asian actors, we're also that smaller community. So I've heard about so many people. I have a lot of mutuals with Celia, and then I know Ludi from talking to him. It's just crazy. And I never got the chance to see it. I finally saw it about a month ago. And I love it. It's great. And just, it's a story that we can all watch, y'all. If you're Asian American, you'll appreciate it. There'll be a little bit more appreciation because we love finally seeing some representation, but it's a story that all of us can watch and relate with. So really excited that it's arriving and for the rest of the world to see it. How has it been that once you finished, you wrapped, and now it's, as it's been on this festival circuit and it's now arriving on digital. What just has post in the New York Minute experience been like? Have you gotten tighter with the family that you developed, and how has that grown relationship wise?
Definitely. We have a group text where we're still always reaching out to each other and just checking in, and also I think just the excitement of having it on digital is amazing, because I've had a lot of friends and family who've been like, so when can I see this? Because not everybody is able to go to a film festival, unfortunately. Yeah. And so when I got news of this, I immediately shared it with all my networks and was just this is where it is. And the response has just been so heartwarming and encouraging. People are really excited to see it.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait. And then hopefully this will be provoke everybody, hey, in the New York Minute too, or just maybe just this whole team collaborate again. You're keeping up that chat. Would that be awesome? That might have been a little talks here and there? We'll put that energy into the air.
Yes, thank you. And I just also want to tag on to what you said earlier about how, yes, it is. It does touch on Asian American culture, but this film really, I think it can, anyone can connect to it, because ultimately it's about people searching for love in whatever form that is for them, and trying to make decisions about their futures, and really owning that responsibility and what they have to do to be happy, and I think anybody can relate to that. And then even if you might not necessarily have your own experiences, everybody knows somebody who's dealing with a mom who's a little overbearing. Or who is trying to figure out how to achieve the American dream, how to achieve the next step in their life, what they're aiming for. So I think anyone can relate to this film.
Definitely. It's a constant struggle, but yeah, so we can all relate to and just enjoy the experience. It's a great film in the New York Minute. Amy, I was checking out the IMDb. I tried to do my homework. Like I said, I saw all about you, the Filipino-ness. I'm I love it. Yeah, you have a couple projects coming. Can we maybe just shout out them out, or any other things going forward? Yeah.
Yes. So one of my best friends, Janine Flynn, and her husband, Adam Charleston, have a production company, Cleo Mark Productions. And we've made a couple of films together, Customer 935, and then also Emma Z, which was shot entirely in isolation during pandemic. So that was definitely a highlight in that time. So they're going to be available soon on IFT TV, which is a special platform for like indie films and theater projects even. And then I have a film coming out that's called The Stranger Awakens. The Sleeper Awakens. And that was with Cleo Mark as well.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to check that out and see you grow and build. You are amazing. For my fans that are not going to be your fans, do you have socials that we could throw? I will put it in the description below as well, y'all, so you can give her a follow and you can keep up with Amy Chang.
Thank you. Yes, I appreciate that.
No worries. So what are those socials?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because sometimes we have people driving. So go in the description.
The Instagram is at Miss Temptation with TEMPTASIAN.
There you go. I love that handle, by the way. That's a good play on words. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, Amy, thank you so much for your time. This was truly a pleasure. And hope to see you on set as a fellow actor as well. Let's keep it going. I think it's our time right now. And let's continue to build this. And y'all check out In a New York Minute. It's playing the festival circuit, but it's now here on digital. You can watch it whenever you want, like anytime. It's awesome. That's what's so awesome about digital. Shout out to Amy Chang. It's your boy, Kuya P. Nerds rule the world. We love y'all. We're out of here. Until the next time.
Hi, this is Amy Chang from In a New York Minute. I'm here with Kuya P on NRW promoting In a New York Minute.